Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Carl Jr. here. Trying to post my first real video. Looks like I've gotten a lot of things down. We're gonna get this figured out. Got a lot of stuff I want to talk to you guys about today. First thing, main thing is Epstein, but today let's talk about Donald Trump real quick. Side quest. As you know, Donald Trump has been trying to use the military in really any capacity that he can. Putting military out on the streets, carrying out, bombing Iran, bombing other things too. Too many to really fully keep track of. And then obviously the Venezuela stuff. We got, a bunch of carriers near Venezuela, a bunch of, Navy ships by Venezuela. We're definitely amassing some troops near Venezuela. We've already spent, millions or billions of dollars just on doing that. So as you know, what we do know about is that this administration, this military, has just been bombing boats out in the water. I don't know. I guess they're seeing these boats leave Venezuela, and they're saying they have satellite of them, loading up drugs or whatever, and they can see that it's drugs from the satellite. Is what they're saying. So at this point, there's I believe it's like 80 to 100 people have been confirmed killed from these strikes. No evidence. Nothing backing up that these boats have drugs right now. All it looks like is that we're just bombing random boats in the Caribbean. If if that's not illegal, I don't know what is. That the death sentence for, the penalty for, for selling drugs is not the death sentence. This is wild right here. So let me just play this video from ABC real quick, just get you up to speed, and we'll move on from there.
Since early September, President Donald Trump has ordered a series of controversial military strikes on boats in the Caribbean and the Eastern Pacific. The administration says the vessels were smuggling drugs from Venezuela and from Colombia. But officials in both countries, and many in Washington, are questioning whether that's true and whether these strikes are even legal. It started on September 2nd, when President Trump posted a video online that showed what he said was a strike on a, quote, Venezuelan narco-terrorist boat. He claimed the 11 people killed were linked to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. Maduro denied it.
Venezuela es un país libre.
So if they're a boat, let's just say they're drug traffickers and they're selling drugs. Just because they're from Venezuela doesn't mean they're selling drugs on behalf of Maduro. I'm going to go ahead and say that the way Venezuela is, that Maduro has no idea what's going on with the poor people in Venezuela, and he doesn't care. So to link random people selling drugs because they can't survive to the Venezuelan president is ridiculous. Side note, Trump doesn't like Maduro. I'm not sure exactly why. Has something to do with oil money and something like that. And he's been trying to get rid of Maduro since back when he was his first term. So this is nothing new.
Producción de hoja de coca. Libre de producción de cocaína.
Less than 2 weeks later, there was another strike, this time killing 3 people.
He says there's no coke in Venezuela. There's probably some, I would venture to say.
When asked by reporters about that strike, Trump said the incident occurred in international waters, and he insisted, quote, we have proof that that boat was carrying drugs because of the cargo that was in the ocean.
Let's see it. Let's see the proof. Anybody? Anybody got it?
On September 19th, the third strike followed, killing 3 more people. Trump alleged that they were working for an unspecified, quote, designated terrorist organization. On October 3rd, Trump announced a 4th strike, 4 people killed, claiming that the vessel carried enough drugs to kill, quote, 25 to 50,000 people. Colombian President Gustavo Petro said one of those killed was a Colombian fisherman and was not involved in drug trafficking.
No hay necesidad de tirar misiles, es absolutamente ineficaz. Y no parece estar dirigida esa acción realmente a incautar cocaína, sino a una invasión, que también es absurdamente ilegal.
Trump used a Navy anniversary speech to announce yet another strike, 6 men killed in the Caribbean.
In recent weeks, the Navy has supported our mission to blow the cartel terrorists the hell out of the water.
And just days after that, on October 16th, a strike left 2 survivors. They were quickly handed over to their home countries of Colombia and Ecuador, a move that
2 survivors, and you just sent them back to Colombia and Ecuador they were transporting drugs or committing crimes, wouldn't you want to take them in for questioning? No? Seem weird to anybody?
Prevented them from challenging their detention in court. Authorities in Ecuador later declined to file charges against their national, but Colombia said they would pursue a legal investigation on their individual. That same day, Admiral Alvin Halsey, the head of U.S. Southern Command, who oversees U.S. military operations in the region, announced that he was stepping down after less than a year in the post. By late October, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the campaign was expanding. The first Pacific strike happened on October 21st and killed 2 people aboard. The next day, the administration strikes yet again in the Pacific, killing 3 people. And then another strike on October 24th, just off the coast of Venezuela, killed 6 people. October 27th saw the biggest number of casualties, as 14 people were killed in 3 strikes in the Eastern Pacific, according to Hegseth. The administration says these operations are part of a broader effort to stop what they call narco-terrorism.
Every one of those boats is responsible for the death of 25,000 American people and the destruction of families. So when you think of it that way, what we're doing is actually an act of kindness.
So, Mr. President, thank you for what you're doing. On behalf of
Blowing up all these boats with no due process, no evidence, no nothing, is an act of kindness. This guy is getting worse by the day.
all those Americans who will be saved from these poisonous drugs, thank you, and continue to do what you're doing.
But critics, including some members of Congress, argue that Trump may have overstepped his constitutional powers by launching military action without the approval of lawmakers.
The Constitution invests the authority to go to war with the United States.
And so far, the U.S. has released no concrete evidence publicly linking the boats to drug trafficking or terrorism. This is the most extensive U.S. military campaign in Latin America in decades, and it's not clear where it's headed next.
Tonight, the president's...
So, yeah, that's what's happening right now. There's been... Bush started a war, but he got Congress to do it. Obama did a lot of drone strikes with congressional approval and without. Donald Trump obviously continued the drone strikes. I think he increased it quite a bit over Obama. Biden still did some drones, but man, ramped it like way down. Then now who we are, the anti-war president is trying to start a war, it sure seems like, with the bombing of Iran. Now this, and then those are actions that he took, but also his words are just been very, just keeping us on the brink with all kinds of countries. What's Greenland thinking right now? I'm glad we stopped talking about invading Greenland. I haven't talked about invading Panama in a while either. But, that's all part of the Venezuelan invasion. Okay, so in light of, all the strikes and all that, basically, a lot of members of Congress actually came out, made a video, basically condemning the strikes. It was kind of an interesting video. Let's see if we can find it for you real quick here. Do I have it saved? I do.
So the Trump administration is issuing a sharp response after a group
half-dozen congressional Democrats to defy what they're calling illegal orders. Now, these Democrats are all veterans themselves of the intelligence services or the military, and they say it is a duty to refuse orders that violate the Constitution.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
Now, the Democrats have released this video as they questioned the legality of military strikes on boats in the Caribbean. The Justice Department's Office of Legal Counsel has signed off on that campaign.
You had members of Congress, members of the Senate, encouraging members of our military and members of our intelligence community to go and defy orders. And by the way, there is nothing illegal about what we are doing. There is nothing illegal about what President Trump is doing every single day.
Among the
they're doing right now is incredibly illegal. It's embarrassing, and it's making us a weaker country for it. All we're doing right now is going around the world just creating enemies. That's all we're doing. And then these enemies that we just created with our ill will towards all these countries are going to come back and they're going to fuck us over. That's what's going to happen. In light of that video, Fox News freaked out about it. Absolutely freaked out. But really, the main person that freaked out is Donald Trump, our president. So this is what he said. This is really bad and dangerous to our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors. He's been throwing around that traitor name a lot. Lock them up. All right, so that's his first thing that he's saying is members of Congress using their First Amendment rights of free speech, telling members of the military that they don't have to do things that are illegal or unconstitutional is worth locking them up. Cool. Also, this is my first time on True Social. This is wild. This platform is wild, to say the least. When you log in, you're automatically following his whole cabinet, his family. You don't have to follow anybody. It's already there. So yeah, they all think this is sedition. But they were totally fine with January 6th. And then his latest truth: seditious behavior punishable by death. Punishable by death. You know, let's just should we jump in here and just see what the comments look like? This is exactly what we want to see from Donald Trump. This is what we voted for. Foot, meat, gas pedal, go. An entire U.S. election was rigged to keep these two criminals out of prison. Always remember the reason for the treason. This U.S. senator is basically inciting a riot. Not sure what her point is, but she needs to be addressed by the proper authorities. Troubling, especially with her CIA background. What's really going on here? Please reply. Wow, you know, it's just he's calling for the death. First of all, calling for the lockup, and then calling for their death. That's our president right there. It's going real well in this season of democracy. Let's see how far this goes.